finishing up some cattle chores that we've been trying to whittle away at those in the mornings. And then Greg and Dad are headed over with the grain cart and second combine. And his wife's grandpa helps haul for us, so he'll be here pretty soon to haul. And sometimes our mom hauls trucks. We should have basically the whole crew here eventually. Should have turned around a little sooner.
You do full here?
They must be all good beans, but also with a 40-foot head, you fill up your bin pretty fast.
We have cattle, we have crops, wheat, corn, soybeans, sorghum, and then a variety of forages to feed the cattle. And farm together with my brothers and my dad, and then with help from our families too. The story of the weather in central Kansas is we're either, they say we live in a desert that gets interrupted by occasional flooding, basically. So, but it can be a challenge on wet years. I think these beans went underwater at least 3 times.
We had more rain this summer than it felt like the past 3 combined, which was a welcome relief. I mean, we've had much better yields. It also came with some flooding, so this field's kind of in a floodplain of a creek, and so a lot of it had water run over it. So I know there's some piles of junk out there.
So our farm started in 1882. My great-great-grandparents immigrated from Sweden and homesteaded here in central Kansas. And so my brothers and I would be the 5th generation, and our kids would be the 6th generation. Yeah, we all have kids, kind of all had them at the same time. Between the 4 siblings, there's 10 cousins under 5 or 5 and under. So pretty much a zoo at Mom and Dad's house whenever everyone gets together. When I was a kid, I remember staring at the tree at the end of the field trying to drive straight, and now you got GPS on most stuff, and we used to just have 1 combine. Now we've got 2. Do a lot more precision farming and just a lot bigger operation. It used to usually just be a 1 or 2 man thing, whatever we were doing. Now we've got a lot of moving parts, and it's a lot of communication. The 30-foot MacDon on the 9610, it's an older combine, but it essentially makes it like a newer one in terms of capacity and efficiency. So it's kind of fun to run such a nice head on an older combine.
We felt like even with the 75s, which are 10 years old or whatever, we have less maintenance.
And our first MacDon we bought, we were really impressed with how it was able to digest through some of those thicker beans, and there was just a lot less downtime with plugging. So we're demoing this FD2 PLUS FlexDraper head, and it's a 40-foot header, so the biggest we've ever ran is 35 feet, so it's fun to just be able to take 40 feet at a time.
Probably 1/3 of our ground is terraced and 2/3 is relatively flat. Soybeans are the hardest one to be able to go up and over the terraces at whatever angle you're doing it. So that's where having a good FlexDraper has helped.
And then it's definitely improved with going over terraces or any dips in the field.
We do no-till, so we like to keep compaction down. So we try to just go up and over the terraces as much as possible so we don't have to cut them out all the time.
We've gotten bigger. You need to start soybean harvest earlier and be more efficient with it. So I think being able to chew through some greener stemmed beans and then just having less downtime, that's been pretty important to our operation.
It looks like it's averaging in the 60s, which is what we've seen. Our other comparable field did like 65, so I guess that's what I'm hoping for here. And that's about the best dryland yield we would hope for. So it's been a pretty good soybean year for us. We were going over more terraces yesterday than today, but we basically could go however we wanted, and it was doing a really nice job getting down into the trough and just working its way over them. I've noticed a difference with the triple reel stay since it kind of matches up the where the header flexes. We've always liked that about the MacDons, is they get nice and close and keep that cutter bar clean. We end up cutting a lot of short beans, whether they're double crop or whether they're just up on a hill and not. We just, we have dry summers sometimes and they're short, and so to be able to keep them sweeping into the header is a big deal. Cut Milo with these too, and it's the same kind of thing. Like, we only want to take the heads, and so the closer we can keep that reel to the cutter bar, the less of the plant material we have to take and keep out of the combine. Demo experience has been good. They brought it out. It didn't take much to set it up with the combine, and then this one actually just reached its 50-hour break-in period, so they did all the break-in like oil changes and stuff and had it all ready for us. Then away we went. They made sure it was running right, and yeah, it's been a pretty good experience. I know it's going to another place after us, and I'm sure they'll like it. And
it's been pretty fun just to get to use it, and it's definitely an improvement over the older headers.